Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday night. It's 7 o'clock, and we are live. Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday night. It's 7 o'clock, and we are live. Welcome to V-Talks. I'm your host, Veronica Brockwell. Well, I'm so excited because I have my very dear friend on tonight, Grace Morrison. She's a singer, songwriter, country artist, national touring artist, and she is going to be providing some wonderful entertainment tonight. And she's also going to bring us up to speed on all things Grace, on her tour and her music, and so much more. Please welcome to the V-Talks. There she is. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
You would think after like 60 or 70 shows, I could bring a guest on.
You did it. I'm here.
A little delay. I was like, why?
Where's the button?
The button? Kick from studio? No, I don't want to do that. Hello.
Hey, the theme music was making me really happy. I don't know if you could see me dancing, but I was.
I could see you in the green room dancing, my friend.
Nobody else is ever going to see that.
You know, here we are.
I know. How long have you been doing this show now?
When did you make me start doing this show?
Mid 2020?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. It's for those of you who don't know, Grace is the reason I do this show. She is the reason I have these headphones. If you notice, she has headphones.
We have the same mic. Don't we have the same mic too?
We don't.
Oh, you got a different one. Okay.
I have a different one.
That's okay. That's right. That's fine.
I know. I don't know. I'm gonna mess. I'll mess. We took care of business. I'm afraid to move anything sometimes. So Grace Morrison, how are you?
Oh my gosh, I've been home for a week. I'm great.
So for those in our audience that have not met you, can you tell us a little bit about who you are?
Yeah. Incidentally, I was a guest at a college class today. I'll tell you what I told them.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
I'm a nationally touring singer-songwriter, but the thing about doing this job is that you also kind of have to do everything in music. And so like I've done everything in music. Like I've been a student and I have my degree in teaching, and I have been an instrumentalist and a pit musician and a Renfair musician and a music director and a performing artist and recording artist, and now it's really mostly songwriting.
So you're not just hitting the scene. People are like, wow, she's really getting, she's like a superstar now.
Wow. That's the secret. Like people who seem like overnight successes are not.
How long, right?
I had I'm not going to give it away here because I had a pretty exciting thing happen to me last week, and I looked at my husband. I was like, "Is it that easy? You just do one of these events and then you get that phone call?" And he's like, "Honey, you've been doing this for a long time. It's not that easy." Like, oh, okay. Yeah.
So maybe tell us a little bit about, you've got some really cool people that you've worked with throughout the years.
Yeah. So I have a lot of cool people in the past, but honestly, like this past year, I was thinking about it like truly a year ago, where I've come and the people that I've started working with, it's kind of unbelievable. So I just got back from a songwriter festival, which is my favorite thing to do. These songwriter festivals are mostly hit writers. So the people who aren't necessarily famous, but like the man who wrote Friends in Low Places for Garth Brooks. And you do songwriter rounds. And the one I just got back from, like, they kept sticking me in songwriter rounds where every other person has had multiple #1 hits. And I'm like, oh, here's me.
Oh, wow.
So I'm hit adjacent.
Well, but you worked with Lori McKenna.
Lori McKenna, she was the start off to my co-writing career. And I've become friends with a woman named Dana Hunt Black, who I think would be a really good guest.
Okay.
She wrote multiple hits for George Strait. She wrote Check Yes or No and Write This Down, and she's just awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to her. That sounds really cool.
She's the coolest.
So you've been on tour.
I have.
for like a year.
Yeah. Yep. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like on and off little spurts. I'm pretty I think that I've had 14 flights in the past month, which feels like a lot for me. Maybe there are people who do it more, but
That's a lot.
I'm cool with not seeing another airport for a few weeks. But yeah, like this year started driving to New Mexico and back, and I've been to Montana and Florida and Texas and Nashville and all over the place.
How does it feel to be back on the road? Because, during the pandemic, there was none of that.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
say
So,
it's a bit of a mixed bag for me because of my child.
mm,
He's 3.5, and he, now he's aware when I leave. And,
yeah.
this last one, I had been gone for like 3 weeks. I came home for like 2-3 days. And the night before I left, he got an ear infection, and then I had to leave.
Oh,
And
no.
I'm on the plane in tears. I'm like, I should be home with my child. Like I need him to know he can count on me. It was really hard, and had me sitting there thinking like, I'm pursuing this for what? My kid needs me. But it was one of those moments where I'm like, okay, I am still like, I am modeling for him what it looks like to believe in yourself, go after your dream, do something that fulfills your soul. And he's learning that his dad can be a caregiver too. So it's been hard. It's been exciting, but a little bittersweet at times.
Now, early on, you toured with some big names when you were younger. I mean, to me, they're big names because I'm a tad bit older than you, but this is kind of fun. These are like little fun facts.
So, yeah. So when I graduated high school, I did a delayed start to college, and I went on tour, like tour bus, the whole shebang. And my philosophy then is the same as it is now. I do not Google the people I'm going to work with because I don't want to get all Twitter pated. I'd rather go in just seeing a person rather than a celebrity. But it was the drummer from AC/DC, and it was Joey Mullen from Badfinger. They're that no matter what you are, I will always be with you. Eddie Money. Yeah, a lot of people. And of course, even if Google didn't exist then, but even if I still wouldn't have known who they were. I think I was like full on Hanson mode at that point.
Yeah, right. And you're literally on a tour bus with these guys.
Yeah, we listen to Eddie Money songs now. I'm like, no, it's my part. Oh, take me.
That's so cool.
It's a good song.
And then now your latest album, Daughter,
yes.
You had some fun people help you with that.
I did. So I had a co-write with Lori McKenna. If folks don't know who Lori McKenna is, like you literally just turn on country radio and there she is. She wrote Girl Crush, Crowded Table with Brandi Carlile. She was on A Star Is Born. That was the Lady Gaga movie, right?
Yes.
Anyway, she's kind of as big as you get in the Nashville songwriting world. So we wrote a song together for that. And then I had Pedal Steel from Natalie Maine's dad. She's the lead singer of the Chicks. That was pretty awesome. And my producer he's amazing, and he's Tori Amos bass player.
And then you had a pretty cool backup singer.
Yes, my special guest, Teddy Mathews. I love Teddy Mathews.
And for those who don't know who he is,
he's just an amazing, amazing singer. He is from Wareham, but he's not going to stay in Wareham for very long.
No, he was an American Idol contestant.
He was, and at one point he was my student.
I know, right?
Thank you. Martini delivery service just arrived.
Hello. I don't have one. That looks good. What is that?
That is a pumpkin martini.
Of course it is. That's
10 out of 10 would recommend.
I love it. We have some folks here, right? We're just gonna pop them. We're just gonna pop these up. Some of them say Facebook user because you know how this goes. They haven't granted permission to StreamYard. So if you are posting, you may see your name in the platform that you're posting in, and we will see it later. But we will eventually know it's you.
Hi, JD.
Let's see. What's this say? Another overnight success. Yeah. There we go, right? I love it. I don't know.
Hi.
So Grace, what do you want to play some music?
Yeah. You know what? We were just talking about Teddy, so why don't I play the song that Teddy sang with me on my record? I hadn't. No, the newest record is 2 years old now. Isn't that
I know.
crazy?
We'll talk about that after you play this song. Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna buzz out, and I'm gonna let you sing because people are here for you, sweetie.
Let's do it.
All right.
So this song I wrote sitting right here. Actually, I was having a day when I was thinking about how wonderful my husband was. He had been particularly supportive that day. And I thought to myself, when was the last time I told him that I thought he was great? And I couldn't remember. And then I was like, that's not good. That's called taking people for granted. And so I wrote this song to remind myself not to let that happen again. Now we have reverb. Things you already know by now. I'm weak when you come round. Without saying a word, you calm me down. Secret looks, secret smiles and scars from battles we have won. We're standing up, but we've come undone. I don't say enough, you don't make me so. I don't say things you already know. Things you've already seen by now would break a lesser man. Without saying a word, you've held my hand. Grieving ghosts that are gone and left you, carrying their burden. You're standing up, but you're still hurting. I don't say it enough, you don't make me so. I don't say things you already know. No, I hope you never doubt that I'm here for the long haul. Sometimes you've gotta say it. Oh, oh, oh. I don't say it enough, you don't make me so. I don't say, but I hope you can feel it. Oh, I should say the things you already know.
So pretty.
Thank you.
Your voice is so amazing.
But because Teddy's on the recorded version of it, every time I sing it, not every time, I often get lost because I'm imagining Teddy's background vocals.
Do you still have your reverb on?
No.
Oh, let me lower this. No, that is my lighting. Hold on. we always play with stuff because we have little buttons that we try to be cool, right? Let's see. All right.
I've given up on being cool. I'm never going to be cool.
You're so cool. So let's talk about Daughter. So it's been about 2 years, you said.
Yeah, and I credit a lot of that to you. You know,
oh my goodness,
I was
I
that
can't take credit for anything. Here.
Oh, you can though. You can.
All right.
Because that particular record exists. It's about me finding confidence in myself, both in the writing and the songs, and you were such a big part of that. I am a late bloomer in every sense of the word, and it's taken me a very long time to feel like I'm good at what I do, and that record was the stepping stone that got me there.
Well, I appreciate it, but I really
Yeah,
I
no, listen, and
happily am
the
like,
whole
yes.
time Veronica's like, "You're a country singer. You're so good. You're a country singer." Like, shoot, you're such a cheerleader.
Yeah, and you were like, "No, I'm a," what was it?
I don't
Wait, it
know.
was what
Anything
did you
else? I
no,
don't
what did you
know.
call yourself? What was it?
I don't know. We were using the word folk a lot.
Yeah, you were folk, but it was what was it? I don't even remember now.
Americana? Were we
Yeah, oh,
saying Americana?
Americana. I was like, "Grace, I don't even know what that is."
Americana is a genre for things that are like almost country.
Yeah, I know. I was like, "You're a country singer." You're like, "That's too big a space." I go, "Yeah, it's a lot of space. You need to be in there."
It's a lot of
It's a
space.
big room. Right?
Yes.
I know. People have no idea. And then you stuck headphones on my head.
I did. I was like, take that. You want to make me country? Have some headphones.
I know. And yeah, no, we did okay during the pandemic. We found our groove, right?
We did. We did.
We did.
I don't like want to offend people by saying it because I certainly experienced a lot of loss, like my entire tour.
Yeah, no, of course.
But I got a lot from that time.
Mhm.
The gift of reflection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it gave everybody time because
Mhm.
no one had time prior to that, and it it forced everyone to stay home and really reevaluate life. And I think it was an important time. I mean, sadly, there was people were sick, there was loss of life, and there were financial difficulties. But on the flip side of that, it was okay to stay home
Yeah.
because you had to.
Yeah, and then the music industry still is not really. I mean, there are venues that are gone now. There are some that still aren't really open.
Yeah.
But what it did do in some ways was even the playing field because nobody could do anything. So it let me play catch up a little bit.
Well, I agree because people were just doing everything virtually, so it didn't matter how much money you had.
Yeah.
You still weren't putting on a big show.
Right.
So you're right. It did even the playing field in that way.
Mhm.
So, and it also made everybody get a little bit more tech savvy because they had no choice if they wanted to communicate with other people.
Yeah. Yeah, and I also learned that I don't really want a career in technology at all. I don't want to do that.
I actually like this whole format, because I've had people say, well, why don't you meet with the guests now and sit down with them and have the camera out? And I'm like, I kind of like this. I like being able to just pop on
Yeah.
in my house. And I think it's a lot easier for guests too. They're
is, and
more
I
apt
think
to say yes.
there's that, but there's just a level of comfort, like you're in your space. For
Mhm.
me anyway, it might not be true for everybody, but
Yeah, sure. Sure. I agree.
Mhm.
So what else is going on? We have something coming up on Thursday, right?
Yeah, so this is my big pitch. I'm playing the SPIRE Center for the Arts in Plymouth,
Mhm.
and this is a 70-seat area, so it's a pretty intimate show. And this is the last one in this area that I'm doing for quite a while. I've got a record coming out in March, so this may be the chance to hear those songs.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I will be there when I promote the show. I'll put a link in
Awesome.
to get tickets because I know this was something that kind of last minute, right?
Mhm.
That you're promoting. So, and I think it's going to be a fabulous show. I cannot wait.
It is a beautiful room.
I'm excited. So can you play us a song that you're gonna play that night?
Yeah, yeah, I'll do this song. Okay, it's not a political song.
No,
However,
of course not.
however, we're in Massachusetts,
Okay.
and I was just in Florida, and those have very different political leanings.
Yes.
They're different.
Yes.
And I was in my brain, I'm like, do I tell people I'm from Massachusetts? Like, how do I do?
Yeah.
But I went for it. I did it. And I only got a couple of side eyes. But
All right.
but this song is just about how much I love home. I had I don't know if you experienced this, but every time I travel, and I love to travel, but my favorite part of traveling is like my favorite part of running. It's being done. I just, like when you run, at least for me, every step I'm like, just, and then I'm done. I'm like, oh, look what I did.
Exactly.
But with travel, I just appreciate home more, no matter how lovely the places I've been to.
Sure.
And I felt that the most back in March. We drove from Massachusetts to New Mexico and back. And the way out was so exciting because we had things we were going to. And when the shows were all done, we're driving home and we're in West Texas. And I'm like, I just want to be home. I'm so far from home. And that's what inspired this song.
Well, I'm going to buzz out and you are going to sing it. Grace Morrison.
I'm on my way to Massachusetts. I still got 3,000 miles ahead. The desert singing sweetly, but the truth is, there's no other place I want to rest my head. You caught my eye, Carolina. You're tempting me, Tennessee. But when I think about skipping stones and winding roads that lead you home, there's one place I see. So I'm on my way, Massachusetts. Can almost feel my feet at the water's edge. Try to quell the homesick, but it's useless. The summer heat, the sandy feet, they're in my bed. You caught my eye, Carolina. You're tempting me, Tennessee. But when I think about autumn's turn, the way the leaves there start to burn, there's one place for me. Yeah. You caught my eye, Carolina. You're tempting me, Tennessee. But when I think about what it would cost, the magic of the winter lost, there's one place for me. So I'm on my way, Massachusetts. My soul's tied up in your history. I know you like to claim the founding fathers, but how about mermaid tales, big old whales, and piracy? Cobblestones, colonial homes, land of the free. Love her, hate her, she's the state I'll never leave.
Oh, love it.
Thank you.
So I was following your social pages and I noticed you were in a cranberry bog. Now that is something you would see in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on why you are picking cranberries in a cranberry bog?
Because we are cranberry growers.
Right?
We are. And honestly, it's so funny to me. I take for granted that folks know how cranberries grow and what a bog is. But I was in Montana and telling people I'm a cranberry farmer, and they're like, "What do they do? Are they in a field? Do they grow in a pond?
Do they grow on trees like cherries?
They're like, here's
Or like
Grace.
a bush, like a bush,
Cranberries in the field."
right?
I know. Oh
But you
man,
take it for granted. But people, if they're not from this area,
they don't know.
they don't know. They just see it. They're in a bag at the store, or they're in like in a can all mushed up. They don't know.
And they think that they come in a pond. And
Yeah.
they don't.
So your family owns cranberry bogs.
We do.
And so talk to me. What is happening?
Well, we're finished now. Now we're just doing the separating, which is also not fun. But I mean, we're out there. There aren't very many of us, and we're out there hauling bags, which are heavy. And you lift the bags, and you lift the bags, and you dump the bags, and you lift the bags, and you dump the bags. And it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it's cold. They
Yes,
make
right.
it look so like pretty, and people pay to go stand in waders in a bog. People pay for that experience.
So when you were saying people don't know what, some people just don't know like what the process is with cranberries. So one of my guests on B Talks is Michael Wild, Dr. Michael Wild. I think you've probably seen that podcast. And we were talking about peanut butter, and I was like, "Oh, peanut butter." And he's like, "No, peanut butter, it is not peanuts. Peanuts is not nuts." And I guess I never really thought about it because peanuts don't grow on trees. They grow in the ground.
Yeah.
They're legumes. They're beans.
Yeah. That's a good
So
point.
it's a whole different thing. Like carbs versus protein, like the protein and the carb difference.
Yeah. Huh.
Right?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think about that.
You don't think about these things, right, Grace? You're like, it's peanut butter. Right?
And it's delicious.
Butter, and we love it.
Unless you're in France. I guess they don't like peanut butter in France. That's what I've heard.
I don't really know. Well, I'm glad you got your cranberries.
We did. And we had, the separator machine, what I did today, it's still it's from the 20s, and it's this conveyor belt that doesn't stop.
Oh, okay.
And you're sitting there and you have to pick out the rot, and you have to pick out the ones that aren't the right color, and it doesn't stop. And, so after an hour, the belt stops, but it doesn't look like the belt stops. I am still moving. Ken. Okay, so Ken knows.
Yep, Ken knows. And yeah.
It is the Ocean Spray commercial's fault that they make it look all pretty and fun.
Yeah, of course. They want to make them look fantastic. That's
a good one, Ken.
Don't get bogged down by this.
That's good.
Oh, it's so funny. All right, so we're all done with that.
Okay.
All right. Next. What else are we doing? Are we?
Well,
I know we're writing music
regarding the cranberries.
And you have some exciting news, but I don't think you can't share that stuff.
Well, I'm saving the exciting news for Thursday.
Okay, so then we won't. Well, maybe just a little teaser.
If you come to my show on Thursday at the Spire, you're going to hear my news.
It's kind of big news.
It's kind of exciting. Here's what I'll say.
All right.
Prior to that big news, what my big excitement was after this last festival is that every hit songwriter that I shared the stage with asked to write with me next time I'm in Nashville. I'm like, well, that feels like a huge win. These people want to write with me. Okay, wow. Mm-hmm. That was the big news until the other big news.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. And if you want to hear about it, you gotta go to her show. So yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say regarding the cranberries, and not to get too bogged down in it, is that I feel like you call yourself a cranberry grower, but when I say I'm a cranberry farmer, it gives me country cred.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, we're like
it's agricultural, like of course.
Yeah,
you're like a farmer.
It's my country cred.
That's right. I'm a farmer.
Yeah.
Kind of.
See? Yeah, you are.
It's Cedar Rock Farm, but there's really no farming here. I have horses.
It's a farm.
It's
And
a
it's
farm.
beautiful. You have fruit trees, don't you?
I do, but I didn't really get any fruit this year because we didn't have enough water.
I know. Well, we're struggling with that too.
Yes, you had to water your bogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't
but
water my trees. So
oh yeah.
yeah, that's so
You're
safe.
You're
I'm not
still
a very
farmer.
good farmer.
In my heart, you are.
I know. So, so tell us about where did you visit when you were on tour? You were kind of all over the place. I know you were in Nashville a lot, right?
Yeah. Where did I even go this year? I've been to New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, and Texas a lot because that's where I recorded my new record.
Mm-hmm.
Been to Austin a few times. Been to Nashville a number of times. Played the Bluebird. I'm going to be playing the Bluebird again.
And for
Gatlinburg.
those who don't know what the Bluebird is,
The Bluebird is an iconic venue in Nashville. If you ever watched the show Nashville, it is in every episode. And it's the place where the songwriter round originated, which is the format I was talking about earlier, where you have a bunch of songwriters together and just playing one after the other. The Bluebird's a big deal. It's hard not to get on that stage and have jitters. That I haven't figured that out. See, that's why I don't like to Google people before I meet them. Because if in my mind they are famous and a big deal, I get all like,
Do you have a cocktail before you go on stage?
No.
No, you don't.
No.
Just on this show.
Just on this show. See, that's what I mean. You're getting a different experience by having your guests at home.
I completely agree. It's much more relaxed.
You get the cocktail experience.
Yeah. And I don't do the cocktail because someone's got to drive this train.
Exactly. Yeah.
No drinking and driving.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, but you can help yourself. All right. So what else are we going to hear? Let's
I was trying to think.
Tune.
So I've also been to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, which is a must visit. It's beautiful.
Yes.
I've been to Whitefish, Montana this year.
Okay.
And then Port St. Joe, Florida, which is also a must see.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What are we going to play? What do we think?
What's a great question, Veronica?
I know you don't have your piano, so.
Well, I do have my piano.
But
I do. It's right here. It's right here. You just can't see it. It's right here. But I actually am going to sing a song. It's a little bit darker subject matter. People have been asking me for angrier songs.
I like Angry Grace.
Well, see, you've seen Angry Grace, but not in song.
Yes. No, I like Angry Grace in song. Like,
did you hear an angry song? Do I have an angry song other than this one?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, yes, I've heard you or maybe you've shown me Angry Grace singing.
Maybe that may be what it was.
Yeah.
No, but this one,
I've also seen Angry Grace, but it's really not that angry.
To you, but to me, I'm like, why don't people think I'm angry? Oh, it's because I'm smiling. I can't stop it.
Yeah. I'm like, go get him, Grace.
Okay, but this song is about, or was inspired by the one time I really did get angry, and it was a moment. I don't really know how to introduce this song, but a loved one of mine was taken advantage of by like a career emotional abuser. And it was a person with this extensive like criminal record, a scary individual, like the sort of person you don't want to be alone with. And I was like, I needed to protect this. It was somebody so close to me that like, you don't even think about it. You just take care of them.
I remember this situation.
Yeah. And this person came into my home and after having been told they couldn't enter my home, and this person was like over 6 feet tall. And I don't know what came over me. I kicked them out and they listened. It was wild.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things like if I had to think about it before I entered the situation, I would have been scared. But it's an interesting thing what happens to you when you're put in a moment of do or die. You know what a person can do. It's almost like, you know how they talk about people can lift cars because you know when they're in peril. That's how it felt for me in my brain.
Okay.
But the thing about this was, so this person had been abusing someone I love and someone who was a vulnerable person. And I just, it's like the things that abusers like that say, it's almost like they have a playbook. They all say the same things and they all have the same goal. It's to isolate a person from anyone who loves them and then take them for all they're worth, because they make that person feel like no one's going to help them. And the thing, as a support person on the outside, it's very much to me like loving somebody who is an addict, because you're just like, stop it, just stop doing that and you'll be fine. But you can't do it for them. And it's the same thing when someone's being brainwashed. They have to get themselves out of it. So this song, I was just felt so helpless, and I just imagined in my song that this person set themselves free.
Okay. Angry Grace. Here we go.
See, I just smile.
Didn't know I could until I did. I just walked out and took a deep breath. Gave everything I had inside until I knew there was no me left. Words can be as hard to swallow as a gun. It's like you handed me one, then you said, what you gonna do about it now? There's nowhere to run. Baby, you're done. What you gonna do about it now? There's no one to call. They won't catch your fall. And I don't think you know I'm not a fool. I just got caught up in your blue. You listen to dark words too many times, you start believing like you're some needy creature. You don't know your beginning or where he ends. Eyes can be as hard to escape as a knife. Let me walk away with my life. Let me walk away, don't tell me what you're gonna do about it now. There's nowhere to run. Baby, you're done. What you gonna do about it now? There's no one to call. They won't catch your fall. And I don't think you know I'm not a fool. I just got caught up in your blue. You're a drug and I'm the user, but I feel the shame. Might say you're the abuser, but I think I'm the same. What you gonna do about it now? There's nowhere to run. Baby, you're done. What you gonna do about it now? They won't catch your fall. You left them all. And I don't think you know I'm not a fool. I just got caught up in your blue.
That was great.
Thank you.
It really was.
Thank you. Yeah, I just, to me, the biggest part of that is that bridge where it talks about you're the drug and I'm the user and I feel the shame. Because that situation, I mean, there's so many people who struggle and nobody knows, because those abusive people are able to paint on this face that looks so kind to the world. And there's so much shame and asking for help, like with any addiction, Yeah.
So how do you go about writing a song?
Depends on if I'm writing by myself or a co-writer. So by myself, most of the time I just begin. I just start playing something and then I sing over it. And oftentimes there's no intention. It's just that I like that feeling of letting things flow out. And sometimes if I'm just letting my mind ramble, I'll get a song out of it. Like that one, I didn't come to with any intention. It just occurred. It's not really just occurring. It's just that you turn off the filters in your head. In a co-writing situation, it's a little bit harder to just let ideas out because no matter what you think, like you're still worried about the judgment of the other person in the room.
Right. Especially if you're working with somebody that's very established, right? That someone that you may have Googled.
Yeah, which is why I don't.
Someone you may have Googled.
But most of the time, in co-writes, you're discussing your song plan before you write it. So that's the main difference for me. Like we're going to sit down and what are we going to write about? What's the idea? And then you go. As opposed to by myself, I can just do it whatever comes out.
Sure. So like you might be cooking in your kitchen and all of a sudden you have an idea for your song.
Yeah.
Something
It happens
like
a lot
that.
when I'm like driving, doing something where like this part of my brain is occupied and can't get in the way of the creative part. But also, I think with just letting the ideas out, it's more like most of it's terrible. Most of it's not even ideas, it's just ramblings. And it kind of feels good to just to be judgment free in your own mind.
So people have their different writing techniques. I mean, there's not really, are you taught a certain way to write a song?
I was never taught anything about songs. I just listened to them. And I created trouble for myself though, because I started writing songs because of Hanson and Tori Amos. But Tori Amos became the bigger. I know it's a good one. It makes it's really good.
When it pops on, if you're in the car, you're like,
It's so good.
Yeah,
it's a great song.
Yeah.
But Tori Amos, I don't know if you ever pay attention to her lyrics. Do you know any Tori songs?
I do. Yeah.
So let me just give you this quickie.
Yeah.
And you tell me what this is about. Hello, Mr. Zebra. Can I have your sweater? 'Cause it's cold, cold, cold in my hole. Ratatouille strychnine. Sometimes she's a friend of mine with her gigantic whirlpool that will blow your mind. What is this about? So, like, I don't know. I've analyzed those lyrics for 20 years. I don't know what the song is about.
I don't know. A zebra never changes his stripes.
I don't know. But I don't know. Maybe.
A zebra never changes his stripes, right?
They don't,
Isn't that a saying?
There's more animals in this song. But I guess my point is that, like, some Tori Amos songs, I know what the meaning is because I read it in an interview.
Okay.
But I could never have deduced it by reading the lyrics. So, and maybe she might be a genius that's on a whole another level. That maybe. But I looked at her songs as a 12-year-old. I'm like, oh, songs don't have to mean anything. I can just say words that sound cool. And so that was like what I started trying to do as a child, was like just making things that sounded cool but didn't mean anything.
Sure.
And so it's taken a lot of unraveling to undo that in my brain.
So what's different? How do you write differently?
Now, I mean, I'm trying to be very clear in my language about what I'm singing about, so that I don't have to say, this song is about the day I went to the park and picked a daisy. Like, the song should be telling you that.
And is that country music?
That is country music.
And why then are you writing country songs?
Because, Veronica, there are careers in writing country songs.
Because you're a country singer. we've been doing this for 2 years, right? People don't know. Grace, you're a country singer.
I was laughing.
Our country artist. No,
country
you're
artist.
a country artist. Yeah,
Country
it's a private joke between us, which is no longer private, I guess. But
so did you ever watch the show Nashville?
I haven't. I'm sorry.
Oh, Veronica Brockwell. It's okay.
I know.
Just a little homework. Okay, so let me see if
I
can
will.
describe. If anybody has watched this, please chime in because I know that I'm
Yeah.
late to the party watching this show. So I'm watching this episode last night, and what we have is this singer who is supposed to be like a Shania Twain type, and she's trying to make a comeback, and then we have the young girl who's like a vapid pop star, and they're being forced to write a song together. And in this scene, I was dying. The two of them are sitting in a room on separate couches. They've each got a yellow legal pad, and there's no instruments, and they're silently writing things on their legal pads. And then they say to each other, "No, I think we need a chorus after this verse." Like that is no, you don't write songs like that. It is nonsensical. Like they're sitting in a room silently writing things on a piece of paper. It's just like it doesn't happen like this.
Okay, so how does it happen?
With lots and lots of noodling and like singing things. You sing the things.
You sing the things.
Nobody's just like silently writing them on paper.
Is this a current show? Because this sounds like it's maybe in the 80s.
No, this is like no, it's not that long ago. It's 10 years ago.
Because
I'm a paper person.
Yeah, I am too. I'm still I have a paper calendar still, even though I have stuff in my phone.
There's something nice about being tactile, but that's the thing. Like when you go to a co-write and people be like, "Oh, you're a paper person." It's like it kind of pigeonholes you.
It works for you though, because you're younger. For me, it seems like I've just never gotten out of the Stone Ages.
Let me just bring my typewriter. Oh no, I need a new ribbon.
Right.
Let me get a quill.
I have headphones.
It's just
I'm techie. I have an iPhone.
I have done co-writes over Zoom, and in those scenarios you use like a Google Doc because you're doing it real. But the whole time I'm looking at my paper and I'm like, I just want to be putting this on the paper.
It feels better.
It feels good
when you write it. I know. It doesn't feel the same. I don't even retain things the same.
No, because you're like putting whatever the thing is like in a physical way, into your body. Kind of like a to-do list. You're talking about a calendar. Do you do this? Sometimes I will have forgotten to make a to-do list for the day, and I'll write it at the end of the day, all the things I did, and then I'll check them off.
It feels good.
It feels so good.
Yeah, I know. We should probably have an expert on to talk about the psychology behind that.
Yeah, I'm a paper person. The people person's paper people.
I feel like we have time for one more song.
Yeah,
people want to hear you sing.
I'll sing. I'll do it.
What do you want to say?
So we were talking earlier about the pandemic leveling the playing field.
Yeah,
and So when I was 21, one of those rock stars I mentioned to you said to me, "You're no spring chicken anymore. You should be writing songs for other people. You're never going to be the artist because you're 21 now."
Yeah, right.
And that anxiety has lived with me since I was 21. It's stupid. It's so stupid.
It really is, but
And this was an everyday anxiety of like, my life is going before me and I can never gonna be able to do this. And so that's what this song is about. And because I was feeling really sorry for myself. And then I just had this moment where I'm like, just stop. Look what you get to do. You get to touch this instrument and make sounds with it. And look where you live. And it just was this moment of, because I guess what I was feeling like, I don't know if you believe in God, but like abandoned by God. I was like, what is this? Like, I feel like I do all the right things and you've just thrown me away. And then it was this moment of realizing that what I have to do is look for it. You can find whatever you feel is your deeper meaning or your God or whatever, if you look for it. And so it just changed my whole mindset when I made myself do that. And I had thrown this song away. And then my producer, Walt Wilkins, told me that was stupid. And so I retrieved it from the trash can.
Oh, great. All right, everyone. Grace Morrison. What's the name of the song?
God can be a mother.
All right.
We're all looking for something that the world may not give. We go through the motions, waiting to live. But every single day isn't gonna be a battle. Every single day isn't gonna be a storm. Better hold on tightly to the saddle, or you're gonna get thrown. We're all moved by the money. We've got none left to give. The devil's got you thinking he's got time in a sieve. But every single day isn't gonna be a battle. Every single day isn't gonna be a storm. Better hold on tightly to the saddle, or you're gonna get thrown. And I believe God can be a mother. I don't think love's so hard to do. You can look deeper than the Father. Love can be cruel, but it don't have to. You think you lost the motion. You're stuck in your ruts. Everybody else is moving forward, but you ain't got the guts. No, every single day doesn't have to be a battle. Every single day doesn't have to be a storm. Better hold on tightly to the saddle, or you're gonna get thrown. And I believe God can be a mother. I don't think love's so hard to do. You can look deeper than the Father. Love can be cruel, but it don't have to be cruel.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
You're so talented.
Thank you.
You know I think this, so
It's
everyone does.
It's my only life skill, though.
Oh, you have a lot of life skills, but you really are an incredible.
You want to watch me walk? Maybe I'll break the other leg.
Oh, right. It's so true. Yeah, tell that story. This is so true.
There ain't much story to it. I took a step and broke my leg. My foot was like, not today.
You did. And I remember.
Oh.
You showed up to the farm with your leg in a boot.
Yes, I did.
And you played.
See? Not cool. Not cool.
And you played.
I did.
The show went on.
Maybe I'm badass, but I'm not cool.
You're pretty badass. I'm excited for Thursday. So
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
yeah. So let's talk about that one more time, because we're coming up on the hour, and I want to make sure that we have people going to your show.
Yes. It's the SPIRE Center for the Arts in Plymouth. It is a beautiful building. If you like history, I mean, you're in America's hometown. It's at 7:30. I've got new songs. I've got my exciting news.
I know.
And then there's margaritas at San Diego's after. I mean, there's really nothing to lose.
I think that's what we're doing, right?
Yeah, I believe that is what we're doing.
I see Cece at Nautical Knots. I have an appointment, but that's a little earlier. I think that's at 2.
Oh, you've got plenty of time.
Right? Yeah, but there's a lot that happens here. as you know. This is all smoke and mirrors. Yeah. So yeah, we will be there.
Awesome.
And we will have margaritas after. So that is the plan. So if you come out, that is the tour.
And I will be playing. I have a single coming out on Friday, inspired by our friend Carrie from K-Fit, and I'm going to play that one too.
I'm so excited. I didn't know whether you wanted to play that tonight or not, so I figured we'd just wait for Thursday.
Yeah, we'll do it Thursday.
Yeah,
but if you're not local to Plymouth, Massachusetts, and you haven't yet followed me on Spotify, go ahead and follow me. You'll get the song when it comes out, and you'll be all ready for my new record, which is coming out in March.
And yeah, follow her on her social platforms and as well. And there are links to all of that. If you go to gracemorrison.com, you can access everything from there. There are links all over the front page. Right?
Yeah, they're there. And another thing you could become as a patron. Patreon is a really cool app, and it's kind of, you just consider it like it's like a subscription service to artists that you like. A lot of podcasters are on there too, and you get exclusive content. So every song that I write, released or unreleased, is on there. And my patrons actually already know the exciting news.
See, that's the thing. All right, Sweet Pea. So good to see you.
So good to see you.
I cannot wait until Thursday. This is going to be a fun night out.
And, let me propose that if someone buys a ticket because of this show, we can take a little picture together and be like, hey, watch V-Talks.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
Like a V-Talks club there.
We can have a V-Talks club there. Hashtag V-Talks.
Yes.
All right, honey. Thank you. Thank you. And I will see you Thursday.
Yes. Have a great night.
All right. Bye, honey.
Bye.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into V-Talks and catching up with Grace Morrison. If you want to learn all about Grace Morrison, go to her website, gracemorrison.com. And from there, you can go to all her social pages. And again, please remember that if you live in the area here, there is a show at SPIRE Center in Plymouth, and there are tickets available for that show. So I'll make sure we have the links for that when I post this show. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great night.